Okay, we can see that at the close of this bar, we probably will have an 8 EMA, 13 EMA cross depicted by the green arrow. We have 2 minutes and 6 seconds here before the bar close. Uh, our panel has started to turn green. Green RSI, green CCI. Our ADX is still strong. Our ticks are still negative though by minus 571, but our vol squeeze is green. We're in the fourth bar of the Carter squeeze. Again, the momentum is starting to get bullish. If we look at the VXX, we had a uptick, but we're going to keep an eye on that to see if the VXX starts pointing down. That'll be our final indicator that we're going in a bullish direction here. I'm not so sure we can rely on the VXX since we've had such a big gap down. This obviously is going to impact the VXX, especially since it's a short-term indicator. But I like the way this is going. Price action has now come up to the VWAP, and we'll see what happens when we get up there. We could be setting up for an H1. I'll be looking out for that. What an H1 is basically a new higher high from a lower high is established. So what we're looking at here on this current bar is probably towards the end of the 3-minute cycle. We may go long above there and take a quick scalp to the VWAP. If we go lower, we'll have more of a target to work with. But we've already exceeded the previous bar high, so we're still in a bullish direction and we don't have an H1 established. And we're getting close to the VWAP now. If we look at our volume, we do have strong volume to support this movement. And I think the key here is the VWAP. If we break past that, we're probably going to jump in here. Okay, we decided to jump in. We blew past the VWAP, which means that we could get more buying to come in. All our indicators look good. The VXX is starting to point down. That was the signal that we were looking for. So I would say at this point we are definitely bullish. We just triggered the Carter squeeze. This yellow shaded area is the actual gap, and we are certainly nowhere near closing this gap at this point. Let's see where our next pivot point is, which is up here. And this is the half gap fill right here. So we have some room to go here. I may take some contracts off on the way up there just to lock in some profits. And I'd like to do a measured move here as well. So that would be our good first target up here, which is 1563. So let's put in a sell order there, just below there. We are definitely taking some heat on this trade, but we still didn't get a crossover of the 8 underneath the 13 EMA. We see that these ribbon lines or averages are leveling out. They're not consolidating. They're just telling us that the momentum is neutral. We do still have strong volume. There was strong selling here. Again, that was off the VWAP. I think my mistake here is that I did not wait until further action developed above the VWAP. We are now all red in the squeeze. We've come to a crossroads here. Our hope for an H1 now is dwindling since this was a strong move down, but you got to consider the price action in this gap was pretty strong to the downside, and we're very close to signaling a bearish signal, but we still have 2 minutes and 44 seconds to go here. Okay, we have 24 seconds left on this bar. We do have a short signal arrow still there, which means we have crossed back underneath the 13 EMA. I will probably flatten the position on the close of this bar. Now I will probably go short if we go past there for an L1. All right, we did that. This is probably no longer valid, so we're going to remove that. So we're going to do a measure move on this run here, which has us going down here. We have our VIX that's wanting to poke back up. This could be the first leg down. It could take us 2 legs to reach here. So we'll keep an eye on how this bar closes with with exactly a minute left. We may flatten the trade and then look for an L2 entry. I've added another measured move from the last big bear bar, which is this one here, which takes us down to here, which is probably my new target. I may take half off depending on what the price action is on this bar. Here is our 2 standard deviation VWAP resistance. So we're hoping that we can get close to that resistance mark. I've added a target of 1545, which is just before the measured move from the last big bear bar. If you notice on my mountain chart, I also have the VIX, the VXX superimposed over the mountain chart of the price action, and we've had a strong spike up, uh, but it's starting to level off here. So we'll see where this goes. We have a squeeze fired short. We're in the first bar of that short. If this holds, we can expect at least 4 or 5 more downward moves. I may take this off and I got a decision to make here whether we use that as our target or take it here. And considering that we were down pretty much from the first trade, I'm going to see if we can make some of that back by getting out of here and then looking for an L2. Well, actually, it would be an L3. This is the This is the L1, and this is the L2. So we're looking for a third push down, which on an odds basis is less of a probability. All right. We're in a vol squeeze right now, and the CCI has been flashing green, but I did notice that our VXX has now got a sharp point up, which tells me that bearish sentiment is re-entering the market. But we got to break out of this box here. We're still in the third bar of the Carter squeeze on the short side. What to do, what to do. I may just put a stop up there just to make sure we don't lose any more money. Let me bring it down to and I may bring our target up a little bit. Yep, we were stopped out. Okay, I'm going to jump back into this. This is our L3 entry. I'm going to try to take it down to here. 1545. Price is still hovering well below the VWAP, which is this darker blue line. Here's our standard deviation still hovering down here. However, our closest pivot point is all the way down here in terms of support. So, this market still wants to go lower. That's my assessment right now. And yeah, I'm just trying to get some money back here for what we lost. We're still down 3,200. Which is more of a loss than I usually am comfortable in accepting. if I were to reassess the first trade, I think we had too many bullish bars in a bearish market, and we were asking too much for it to go back up to the VWAP at that point, actually go beyond the VWAP. I think when we got there, we didn't have buyers, we had sellers. So that was a signal that, I think we can learn from that. When you have a market that's in a downward trend and you have price coming up to the VWAP, whether there's going to be buyers or sellers at that price probably is determined by the slope of the VWAP and the overall market condition, which, as you can see, is a severe gap down. So that was a bonehead move, to tell you quite frankly. I should not have taken that trade. I kept on thinking it was going to fill half the gap, but no, that was stupid. The trend definitely right now is bearish, and I think we have some lower prices below, so let's keep our target in place, see if we can make some more of that money back. I have just changed my target to just 5 contracts to take half the position off, and we'll let the rest run, and putting in a tight stop behind it. Okay, our first target is reached. So let's make our second target 41. Down there. And I think we'll put our stop $550 up here somewhere. We want to buy, not. We are in our 7th bar of the short, which is an indication that we may have exhausted this leg down. Squeezes very rarely go beyond 7 or 8 bars. Let me bring this up a little bit. All right, I think I'm moving my second target up to the where we got out. I don't see a lot of positive momentum on the short side here. So I'm just trying to recover some of my losses here and look for a better setup moving forward. We'll see where this bar ends. We've got 48 seconds left. At this point, we've recovered about half our loss from the first trade. Definitely did put us in a hole, but in this market, I think we'll be able to find a better setup to help us get more of that money back and hopefully make a profit for the day. I think we're going to flatten here. All right, we are out. And we may get to our second target. I don't know. We've recouped half our losses here. But our squeeze indicator is gone, which means we've exceeded the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the eighth bar in the squeeze. So when that label disappears, we've ridden the wave as far as probabilities take us. So we'll sit here and wait for our next opportunity. What I'm going to be looking for is a little retracement to start a new pattern with 3 thrusts down. We're looking for a higher low bar, and then taking the next bar that exceeds that higher low, which would be our next L1 entry. I'm still pretty comfortable we can reach this target. Even though we're way past the normal range of a squeeze, I think this market is bearish enough to take us down to that spot. So let's see what develops here. Okay, we can see we're in a 3-bar squeeze. We have a good strong bearish bar. We have the VXX pointing up. This could be an interesting scalp. So I think we'll see if we can get down to this target, original target. Yeah, but this may turn into a scalp because this market just isn't giving me the big moves I was looking for. So I'm going to bring up my target to probably right there. See if we can get it. All right, we did get it. Well, it looks like I was a little premature. It looks like we are going to hit our second target. But we have whittled down our loss to only $825. We're, again, hoping that we can find another trade to put us on the plus side for today's trading. We'll check back when we have another setup developing. Okay, we see a buying opportunity here. We've just had a buy signal. I'm going to see if we can get a scalp here. We have all green. We're still in a squeeze though, but our vol squeeze has turned neutral out of being in a squeeze. Price seems to be trying to get back to the VWAP after coming down to it over here. We'll see where this goes. I'm not really sure where to put the target. We have volume coming in here. This should but we're in a pretty long squeeze here. I like that the VIX or the VXX starting to point down, or at least neutral. In this environment, we are above the hull. We'll see where this goes. I'm going to put a target at about $1,000 to see if we can get there. And since this is a scalp, I'll probably put a sell order at the bottom of that tail. We have a 50-50 risk reward. We are closing in on lunchtime, so this will probably be my last trade for the day. Okay, we got our target of $1,000, so we are up a measly 175, but considering we were down almost 3,900, this just gives you an idea how a day can go. I'll be posting my daily journals on this channel, so if you're interested in seeing how I trade every day, please press the subscribe button in the lower right hand corner, and we look forward to helping you out in the future. Take care.